What is up, YouTube? Today, I want to kind of talk about a specific mindset that I feel like I have battled with over the last couple of years. It's definitely something I've had before. And it's kind of like, you've probably seen a bunch of videos. I really enjoy the thumbnail I cooked up this time, but the warrior mindset, right? And that's not just like, obviously, I'm not in the military. I'm not going to fight a war. It's not the Roman era where we're going to fight wars, right? That type of war anyway. But we are fighting a war every single day. And I think that's important. And so, like, for an example, it's also just the mindset of it too. So when I was younger and I played football, I wasn't the greatest football player. I was good. I was decent. But I think that it was the discipline and mentality I had to be the best that really made me as good as I was. There was no one that was going to outwork me. I was showing up in the morning. So we had football practice in the morning at like 6:30. We would practice in the morning, and then we would have our first 2 periods of the day were football. So we would practice, work out, then go to class, and then we would practice at the end of the day. Well, when our workouts got done, I would work out more. Everybody else was showering, chilling. I would work out longer. At the end of the day, we would have football practice. I would go to a gym by my house, and I would work out some more. I would watch film. I would just everything I could do to be better. It didn't matter. I had this mentality of I'm a nice guy, right? Big nice guy. When it came to the football field, I had that switch. I was not a nice guy anymore. In my mind, you could pick anyone on the opposing team and put them in front of me, and I'm betting on myself every time. There is no one else that was going to be able to beat me. That was like my mindset, right? Like no one else. Put anyone you want there. It doesn't matter. I'm betting on myself every single time. And you can put that toward anything. You could put that toward work. Like right now I work in a sales job, right? And it's like, okay, there are other people at my job that are successful, that are doing what they need to be doing, that are closing sales. And it's like, if someone else can do it, why can't I do it? Like that, I put someone in front of me, I'm going to sell them because I'm choosing me every single time, right? I'm betting on me. I mean, heck, even in video games, like anyone that's played video games with me knows it does not matter. If you put me in a 1v1 with someone else, I'm a dog. I'm going for it every single time, whether I lose, whether I die, it doesn't matter. Because at the end of the day, even if I lost once, having that mindset, I might lose twice, but I might win 7 times, and you can't get stuck on the 2 times you lost. And so it's definitely a mindset of you got to have that dog in you, right? And I feel like over the last years, like 3 or so years, I've battled with that so hard because like when I was in high school, when I was in college and I played football, I had that mentality like no one else is going to be better than me. Even if there were people that might have beat me, it wasn't every time, Hey, I'm cool with failing. I'm cool with losing sometimes. But the idea is, yeah, I might have lost that one time, but I'm going to get up and I'm going to go again and keep that mentality and win 7 more times. Who cares about that one loss if you won 7 times, right? And so it's like you have to have this. I think it's a Rocky quote potentially, but it's like it doesn't matter how many times you get knocked down. It's about how many times you get up, And I mean, that's a real mentality. Like, I'm sure there are people out there that have had the same situation, but like throughout the years, like completely transparent, honestly, like I've been at the bottom multiple times. Like I've been dead broke many a times. I've been to a point where I thought, I was going to be evicted from wherever I was living because I was like so down bad broke. I had nothing. I mean, and even within like the last year, with a family, I've been there. And so it's like, could I have quit and just given up? I could have, but at the end of the day, I'm not a quitter. I'm not going to quit. It doesn't matter if I'm at the bottom of the bottom. Maybe I am at the bottom of the bottom right now, but I know with the mindset I have, I'm going to do what it takes to get back to where I want to go. And I think it comes from, I've seen tons of like motivational videos, and they say Invicta, which is actually very ironic because my last name is Kent. And shout out to my cousin Brandon, because he did the ancestry.com or whatever it is to figure out where our last name came from. And the last name Kent, ours anyway, comes from like the last group of Vikings that ended up in Kent, England, I think. But they have a statue there, and it says Invicta. And so Kent comes from the word Invicta, which is unconquerable. And this world that we live in today is going to try to conquer you. And I think that for the last couple of years, I've let it conquer me. I've worked the 9 to 5. I've stopped going to the gym. I've stopped putting forth effort in the things that I want to do, right? Unconquerable does not mean the way it used to mean back in the day. Back in the day, unconquerable was, hey, you're not going to come conquer my land. I am unconquerable. You're not going to conquer my beliefs. You're not going to conquer this. In today's world, the world is trying to conquer you. It is trying to put you into a 9 to 5. And by the way, this is not hating on anyone that works a 9 to 5, right? But the world is trying to conquer you. It's trying to change your worldviews. It's trying to change your religious views if you have them. It's trying to set you down into this 9 to 5 where you feel like you're working so much that you can't do anything else. You can't go to the gym. You can't put forth effort for yourself to get that financial freedom that you want. You don't have time to be able to make YouTube videos. You don't have time. And that to me is being conquered in today's age. Letting that and the world conquer you to only do your 9 to 5, and that is it. Only do the bare minimum. And we have to get in this mindset of, okay, you know, maybe right now I'm in this 9 to 5, but in the free time that I do have, I'm putting forth effort to make a difference in my fitness, right? Becoming fit, becoming strong, becoming dangerous. I've heard this quote many a times, and I think that it is underplayed so much, but it basically goes like this. I'd rather be a warrior in a gardener, or a warrior in a garden, instead of a gardener in a war, right? Like, I'm not saying, hey, be just like a straight douchebag asshole because you're a warrior, right? Like, I mean it more so like, hey, we're in times where you can be dangerous, you can be threatening, but you're not that all the time, you know? But I would much rather have the ability to where if something were to happen, I could take care of myself and my family, than if something to happen and then I can't do anything because I've just kind of been working my 9 to 5 and not putting forth any effort into myself. And so, and like I said, the warrior mindset is not, I'm going to war. It's, I have to make myself better. I have to be, I mean, you know, you see people, you know, the joke is like, you're not him. You have to be him. You have to be him. I'm not talking about other people. I'm talking about you, myself, like myself. I have to be him. Whatever version of him I have to be is what I need to be and what I need to be striving toward, right? When I was doing my bodybuilding, some people might have called it arrogance. I called it the warrior mentality. I didn't care about anyone else. It did not matter who you said you put them in front of me. I was going to be better. I was going to work harder. I was going to push myself harder. I was going to spend more time in the gym. I was going to make sure that I was eating my meals better than them, that I was sleeping better than them, whatever I had to do to be him, you know, to make sure I was achieving those goals. And I think that is lost in today's day and age. And I don't think that it's necessarily like you can just blame everyone for it, because it's easier to just work your 9 to 5 and make enough money to survive, and that's it, you know. And some people are complacent with that, but there are people out there that, I don't want to say are special, but like, you know, you're destined for more than that. I know. I've known since I was 19, I need to be doing these things, because I'm not meant to just work a 9 to 5, go home, work, go home, go to sleep, repeat. I'm not meant for that. I know that I'm not. I'm sure there, are others out there that feel the same. And you have to have that warrior mindset. Maybe I have to sacrifice some sleep. Maybe I have to sacrifice some time watching TV. Maybe I have to sacrifice some time playing video games. Maybe I have to sacrifice this time. But by sacrificing that time, you are putting in time to improve yourself, to improve your life, to improve your future, especially if you have kids. Like, I'm lucky in the job I have right now that I get to spend a good amount of quality time with like my daughter and stuff. But what if I worked a 9 to 5 and I wanted to go to the gym and I wanted to try to work on a business and I wanted to try to do stuff on YouTube? Like, I would not be able to spend as much time with my daughter as I would like. And even now, I would like to spend more time with her, And so I'm trying to put in the work and do things on the side to be able to do that. And I think you just have to have that mindset of, I am better. If someone else can do it, there's no reason why I cannot. Someone else is out there making YouTube videos right now successful from it. Why can't I do that? Someone else is out there selling things, doing sales that is successful. Why can't I do that? And if someone hasn't done it, why can't I be the first? And that's the mindset you have to have. If someone else is doing it, why can't I? What is stopping me from being able to do it? It's being done by someone else. Why can't it be me? And you just have to get out of this comfortable spot that you are in of, okay, well, I'm comfortable. I make a decent amount of money. I just work my hours. I come home and that's it. And there's nothing wrong with that necessarily, but like, why can't you do more? Why do you have to be comfortable where you are? And I think that's kind of the times we're in right now, is everybody is just a little too comfortable. I'm not comfortable. There's so many more things that I want to do. Some of it is, I prioritize time with my family a little bit more than pushing out multiple videos a week. That's not to say I can't do them. And that's something that I want to do. And I'm trying to push myself to get out of being so comfortable and making myself do those things. But just, change your mindset up a little bit. If someone else can, why can't I? Put yourself in uncomfortable positions. This might sound corny, but, I'm me being the anime guy that I am. And, the fact that it's molded me so much in my life. Bring it back to the most iconic anime character ever. Goku from Dragon Ball Z. He doesn't become stronger for the fame or the glory or the money or anything like that. He does it for the love of the game. He just wants to be better. He is striving constantly to fight the strongest person, the next strongest person, the next strongest person, because he knows if he puts himself in a situation that is unfavorable to him, he will grow from it. At the end of the day, he understands like, hey, the stronger I become, the more I can protect my family. The more I can protect Earth, right? And the thing is, like, maybe you're not protecting Earth, but the Earth that he is protecting is your family. That's your family. You need to become stronger. You need to put yourself in those situations to get to a point where you can protect your family like that. And that's kind of what I would say is the ultimate warrior mindset. Like, he's putting himself into unfavorable positions because he knows whether he wins or loses, he is going to become stronger from that. And maybe he loses this time, but the next time he's going to be stronger because he put himself in that situation now. That's my little bit of anime twist on it. But yeah, we got to do better. I think that's really what it boils down to, is don't be afraid to fail. I have failed so many times. I mean, I can't even tell, like, countless times. I've failed so much, but I think through those failures, I've been able to slowly take more and more steps, toward the right direction of where I want to go. Yeah, maybe I failed here, but I took that failure and I learned from it. And at least I tried. It's better to fail than to not try at all. But at least I've tried. I failed. I learned from it. I applied that the next time. And then I failed again. And then I applied that the next time. Then I fail again. And then I apply that the next time. And then I win. I didn't fail. I succeeded. And then maybe I succeeded again. And then I failed again. But I took that lesson again, and I succeeded, and I succeeded, and then I failed, and then I succeeded, and then all of a sudden, the amount of times you fail goes down, the amount of times you succeed goes up. But if you just quit after a couple of failures, you never see those W's, you know? So, man, yeah, just, I'll leave it with this. I don't know if any of you guys watch Diamond Gym. Say what you want about them, you know. I don't necessarily agree with all their the way that they work out necessarily. But I saw a clip of Unk. He's the main guy in Diamond Gym. And they were doing a YouTube video with a guy named Destroying, I think is his name. And their big, like, stick, right, is to not quit. Like, it definitely brings me college football vibes where, like, coaches are screaming at you and they're pushing you to the absolute limit. But he was talking to Destroying, and he said that, you know, was, like, trying to quit, basically trying to give up. And Unk, the main guy in Diamond Gym, basically told him, like, listen, man. So to context this, Destroying is about to have his first child, which is why this hit so close to home for me, because I'd never really thought about it this way. But he was like, think about this. Are you going to quit on this workout today? Your wife is about to deliver your baby soon. Throughout that 9 months, while she's carrying that baby, is she allowed to just quit? Can she just say, no, I can't do it anymore, and just quit? No. She's going to carry that baby for 9 months. Now let's talk about delivery. She's pushing her absolute hardest to deliver this baby. Can she just quit? No, she can't. She can't just quit, right? She's got to continue to push. She's got to continue to push until that baby is born. Why do you feel like you can quit during a workout? Why can you feel like you can say, you know what, I don't want to go today, when your wife is having to do that every single day for 9 months? And that really put in perspective to me that it's like, there are things out there that you have to do that you cannot quit on. Why should it be acceptable for you to just quit during a workout? You know, it just, I don't know, it changed my perspective on a lot of things. And so I just implore you to think about that. But this video is already about to be 18 minutes long. I could probably talk about this, you know, for a little bit longer, but maybe I'll do like a part 2 or something. But if you take anything away from this video, it's just be unconquerable. Not in the sense of land or money or power, but in the sense of the world and how it is today. Don't let the world conquer you. Do your own thing, find your own goals, and put forth the effort, even if you got to sacrifice sleep sometimes or sacrifice some of your freedom to get there. Just don't let the world conquer you. And yeah, that's it for this video. I will catch you guys in the next one.